Welcome everybody to another episode of the Pierce Brothers. Today we're doing a campfire and we're going to discuss guns we wish we never sold, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Handguns more specifically though. So.
Oh, I didn't know that part.
Yeah. So.
Oh. No, handguns. Yeah, never mind. Next video is handguns.
Last two
handguns we'd ever sell.
Yeah,
So
right.
This one is guns we most regret selling. So before we get going, if you'd like to support the channel, make sure and like, share, subscribe. And then if you'd like to support us more, you can join our channel memberships and our Patreon. Just a clarification there, we do have member-only and Patreon-only videos. Members also get early access to all of our videos that drop. So,
I can go first.
I guess we'll let Porter go first here.
All right. Well, it's kind of a 2-for-1 on this first one of mine. I used to have one of each. It was a 5.56 and a 7.62 by 7.62.
By
308. Yeah, 308. Mossberg MVP.
Not by 39 then.
7.62 by 51.
7.62
yeah.
NATO.
Yeah, 7.62. Yeah, not by 39. I was,
By
for whatever
51,
reason,
yeah.
I was going to say
He's
by
still
39.
asleep this morning.
Yeah. Anyways, but 7.62 NATO. Anyways, 308. They were both Mossberg MVP. They called it the Patrol model. They both were really nice. They had the iron sights and detachable magazines. The AR mags and stuff.
P mags.
Yeah, the
AR
P mags.
patterns,
Yeah. But I kind of regret selling both of those. I shot really well. The 5.56, it would shoot half-inch all day long with any ammo at 100 yards. And Jake, I sold it to Jake, and then it went from there.
I think it went to me, didn't it?
No,
My ex stole it from me, actually. So.
Yeah, but that thing shot really well. I really missed that gun. And then I sold my 7.62 NATO to Dad, and he still has it. I have to pull that away from him one of these days. So.
Well, and the nice thing about those is, you get some accurate bolt-action rifles, and they're just big and heavy, long barrels. Those Mossberg MVPs, at least the Patrol models, were a very handy size.
Very, very lightweight.
Yeah, and shorter barrels, so,
Yeah.
nice handy truck gun or whatever.
Yeah, and they're really modestly priced.
they're not
for
bad.
what you get in that gun, it's a heck of a gun.
Yeah.
Like $500-600, something like that,
Yeah.
street price, something like that.
Yeah.
So,
And they're, except AR pattern magazines, I don't like the 20 and 30 round mags in them. I hunt up to 10 rounds. They don't stick out so far.
yeah.
And 10 in a bolt gun like that's plenty. And you can even get the shorter ones, of course, too. But yeah, those are really good little rifles.
Yeah, I kind of regret selling both of those, but I'll probably buy another one of the one I most regret is probably that 5.56. So, anyways, all right, Joe.
Yep. All right, on me. So last year I wound up being unemployed for about 3 months and had to sell a lot of guns. And one of them was my Colt M45A1 1911, and I regret that one the most, probably of any gun I've sold. Anyways, that was probably my favorite 1911.
It was a reliable one, too.
Yeah, extremely reliable, super good gun. So, yep, I missed that one quite a bit.
You sold that
Feed the
twice.
4 kids, or you can.
Yeah, right.
The kids can go hungry for a week.
Oh, it is getting a little fat.
Joe's youngest is named Colt, by the way. It's
Yeah.
only like 4 months old.
Yep. So I need to buy another Colt gun just for him, just in memory of Colt. So, anyways, and then the other one was my USFA. I wound up selling this to Jake 10 years ago, almost 10 years ago.
When we were in college, Joe
Yeah.
thought going on dates was more important than guns, apparently.
Yeah. It was after I was married.
Oh, that's
true. Anyways, it was a pretty good trade in my favor, but I don't know, quite a few years later I wound up getting this back from Jake, so no longer regret selling it, but sometimes you sell or trade a gun to Jake and know you can get it back down the road, and other times he'll go and sell it without telling you he's selling it. So that's like the prerequisite now whenever I do a gun deal with Jake is before you sell this, you have to tell me.
I get the first right of refusal.
Yeah. So anyways, thankfully I was able to get this one back. So
I had to fix a few things on it when I got it from Joe. It was the bolt was falling super late. And then
they ground off the back end.
And that was one of the, besides discounting black powder firearms, that was one of the dirtiest guns I've ever owned. Like, I got that thing, and it was just like...
I had never cleaned it. I shot a lot of rounds.
Like, you would take lessons from me.
Some guns just don't need cleaning.
And it was still working.
Yep.
If it ain't broke, don't clean it.
Yep.
Yep.
So we're just going down the list, so I just talk about the ones and then Dan?
Yep.
Okay. So this is... Okay. So there's 2 Colt Army Specials. So of all the Colt double actions, the Army Special is by far my favorite. And there was 2 of them I had. They both had 4-inch barrels, 38 Special. One of them was... Dad and I went to a gun show when I was I don't know, I was probably 14 or 15, something like that. And he bought a Colt Army Special. It was kind of rough condition for $50. And for some reason, I really took a liking to that gun.
Well, it wasn't working at all.
No, it wasn't. The action was...
They'd cut the barrel down so there's no front sight. And it's like $50. It's worth that in parts, but I got home and got it working.
Yeah.
And
then I used that for a few years with a tape front sight. And then, well, actually, yeah, I guess I was 17 or something when I finally talked Dad out of selling that to me. Right before we went up to hunting salmon with Tim Sundles. I think we're hunting elk and deer. We did 2 different trips that year, and so I talked him out of that. And then when I was in college, Dad got into my safe and stole my gun and sent it off to his friend. And had an actual front sight put on it, and yeah.
He has a tool, of course, that you cut the slot and solders it in with a machine, and it's just perfect. I mean, it comes out looking absolutely like a factory job.
Yeah.
So
did you use that gun with the tape front sight to blast a rattlesnake?
No, that was pretty soon after I got it back. I came home visiting one time, and then of course Dad brought out the gun and showed me. I was like, oh, that's cool. So of course I had to bring it back up to college and smuggle it up there so I didn't get expelled from school. But we went up to Bitch Creek, and I stepped on a rattlesnake. For some reason I have a tendency to step on rattlesnakes, and stepped on that and shot it with that 38 Special. And so there's that one. The other one is a bit nicer gun, and it's again has a 4-inch barrel. But those 2 are one of these days. Actually, maybe after the video, I'll talk to Dad about it. But yeah, those 2, I really like those 2. And then the other one, a few years ago, I had a...
Dad's dogs stink really bad.
Oh yeah, they're
they do
I'm
not.
not touching them.
They're ranch dogs. They smell perfectly fine. Just asking, huh, Curly?
So the other one, a few years ago, I picked up from Cabela's for a really good price, a Uberti Lightning.
Oh, that's one of my regret. I'll talk about that in a second. Yeah, go ahead.
But yeah, it was a Uberti Lightning chambered in .45 Colt. It was their short rifle, so I had an octagon barrel and the rifle crescent butt plate, and that was a good little rifle. I shot it quite a bit, and but I always wanted a carbine, and I eventually sold it to Porter. And here just recently, I picked up this Cutter Solely carbine, and so kind of replaces that one I regret selling.
Well, and funny story on that one. I got it, and that one I don't regret selling because I didn't sell it. It got stolen by my in-laws, so they still have it, and they won't give it back. And anyways, I could go on about my in-laws all day long. I haven't talked to them in almost 3 years, so good riddance.
All right, next topic, Dad.
So who's next?
You.
That's all you guys have?
Yeah. we're trying to keep it short, remember? So don't drag on too long, Dad.
two guns.
Okay, all right. Curly, you have to hop down a minute. All right, this is my dog Curly. He's a wonderful dog, actually. And one of these days, I will do a video on him because he's actually got a story or two that's worth hearing. Years ago, I had a Curly. Get over here, Curly. Hold on.
I'll keep him distracted.
All right. Years ago, I back in the late '70s, I bought a 1886 Winchester. It was a lightweight rifle, solid frame, color case hardened frame, special order shotgun stock, half-length magazine, ivory front sights, compressed rear, just a stunningly beautiful high condition gun. I mean, it was like well into the mid or high 90% condition. And this was long before Turnbull or any of the modern guys started redoing, antique shotguns and single action revolvers and so forth. So it was definitely original finish, high condition though, beautiful gun, special order 3X wood and so forth. Just handled like a dream, shot very well. The bore was absolutely shiny, 100% shiny, not a sign of pitting or anything. And that was a wonderful gun. I paid $900 for it, if I remember correctly. And that in the 70s was actually a lot of money. It was, at that time you could buy Ruger Blackhawks for $125. Colt single action was about $300 to $350. So it was a fair amount of money, but by today's standards, I mean, that gun's a $20-some thousand gun. But I was shooting a couple of Marlins at the time in 45-70, and those were kind of my working guns. And I very much like Marlins. They shoot extremely well, and that Winchester was almost too nice for me to own. It was, it was so nice. I knew the rarity and value of that gun even then, and so I didn't really hunt with it or anything, and I eventually let it go, and I've always regretted it because it was a spectacular gun. So I brought along an 86 today, though, that is, this one is owned by Dick Casoul, a 454 Casoul fame, and I bought this literally 40 years ago from him, and he was actually working on a new autoloading design at the time, and he didn't have a Browning high power. So part of the deal was on this that he got a Browning high power out of me because he was trying to look at their trigger mechanism and study some of the things that the designers of the high power done at the time. And so anyway, this has been a wonderful shooting gun. It's of course 8-round magazine capacity. It's an extra light rifle with a round barrel, 24-inch round. Runs smooth as a whistle and shoots extremely accurate. It handles like a shotgun. It really does. It comes fast to shoulder. Makes great for brush and timber hunting. I've taken both deer and elk with this gun, and it's a great shooting gun. So I guess that's my 86 today. It's not the same as that original high condition one with case colored frame. This is a little bit later gun, of course, but so it's funny how you connect with certain guns, though. Those that know me know I have a very broad interest in guns, from modern to early modern firearms and so forth. But one of the guns that I had when I was pretty young, first really important big bore assist gun I had was a Colt single action Army 45. It was a pre-war 5.5-inch barrel, and it had been customized by one of the old masters. I'm actually not sure who had made it, who had done the work to it. I suspect it might have been Sedgley or Neil Houchkins, but it had one-piece checkered walnut stocks on it, adjustable rear sight, and nobody wanted it at the time because they're like, well, it's not an original Colt. They modified it, and they didn't, it's kind of like it ruined the collector's value, so I was able to buy it pretty reasonable. But that gun taught me a lot about shooting, and it was very accurate. I, of course, cast my own bullets and loaded my own ammo. It was the only way I could shoot, if in those days it was to make my own ammo. But it was somewhat similar to a gun like this, although this one's a 44 special, but it had an adjustable rear sight, and man, it was a good shooting gun. I miss it. I've tried to replace it a little bit with a little bit more modern stuff, like here's that early second generation Colt New Frontier 45, 5.5-inch, very good gun. But somehow it's just not the same as those early guns that you bonded with, that you learned fast draw with aerial shooting, that you learned so much on. Somehow not the same. It's like a part of you's kind of gone when that gun's gone. Another one that I've kind of tried to replace it with is a USFA flat top target, 45, 5.5 inch, of course. Great guns, but not quite the same as those original. So someday maybe I'll get enthusiastic and take an original pre-war and replicate that old gun just for fun. But for now, I shouldn't have sold it. So
Yeah. Well, thanks for watching, guys. Let us know what your most regretted sale was in the comments. I know there's probably quite a few of you guys that have a few you'd like to have back. Anyways, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.